Welcome back to Honest News Network. I want to share with you some very strange, some crazy, and even bizarre things that are going on right now in the news that you may not be aware of. First, I'd like us to take a look at Donald Trump's plans of sending NASA back to the moon. They never got there the first time. So it seems like Donald Trump is trying to be like another John F. Kennedy or something. There's so many things about his administration that in so many ways compare to John F. Kennedy, to the point where people are even saying that he's going to be assassinated. But here he is. Former NASA scientist has bad news for Trump's moon dreams. I wonder if they've let Donald Trump know about this yet. But on Monday, President Donald Trump signed Space Policy Directive 1, which orders NASA to facilitate getting humans to the moon and eventually Mars. But if the president thinks that he's going to happen under his tenure, he's almost certainly mistaken, a former chief scientist at NASA tells Inverse. While Trump certainly seemed keen on putting Americans on the moon and beyond, he offered no timeline or strategies on how to do that. He did, however, wax poetic about militarizing space because, priorities. This is a giant step toward inspiring future and toward reclaiming America's proud destiny in space. Folks, this is the same thing Kennedy did, trying to put America on the map, trying to fight with or race with Russia. And they made the whole thing up about landing on the moon back then. And so Donald Trump, just trying to do the same thing, making up a bunch of hype that they're going to do something. They have no intentions of doing it. But it says here, oh, by the way, I don't know if you all know this, but did you know that the United States no longer has any space shuttles? We don't even have the means to get to the moon right now. We've retired everything, and we've been depending on Russia. Did you know that? Just to get to the space station. We've been taxiing with Russia. So this is just so stupid. Anyway, Donald Trump says, let me see here. So if we are the leader, we're going to stay the leader, and we're going to increase it manyfold. This is what Donald Trump said. If we assume the subtext here is that this should all happen while Trump is in office, Mark Shelmer, a former chief scientist at NASA's Human Research Program, has some bad news. The short answer is no. Donald Trump doesn't like to be told no, I'm sure. No, Donald. No. No. But. No, Donald. No. Don't touch that, Donald. Leave that alone now. That'll blow up the world. I don't think it can be done in 4 years, he said. Maybe 8. Well, then that would be Donald Trump's tenure as far as his 8-year tenure. I mean, it would be anyway. The Orion capsule can do the moon mission, and NASA is working on a deep space gateway that would permit longer missions in around the moon. So he says, like a mini ISS for lunar flights, but neither of these are yet finished. Even more than that, where's the rocket? Where's the rocket? One of the glaring issues with Trump's ambiguous space ambitions is that NASA, the agency that's supposed to be making his pipe dreams come true, is in a bit of a pickle right now, partly because of him. For one thing, it still doesn't have an official administrator. So, folks, this is just a pipe dream for Donald Trump. It's never going to happen probably he's president, even if he made it 8 years. Okay, so the next thing in the news. Now they're saying homosexual community or the gay community, whatever you want to call them, I call them queers, are now saying that a man that has brothers is more than likely going to be gay. If you're a guy with an older brother, there's an increased chance you're gay. Can you believe this? If you're a guy with an older brother, there's an increased chance you're gay. I mean, no wonder this is in CNN. I mean, I don't know if you'd see this in Fox News or not, but this is sick. Scientists have noticed this pattern in previous research, but now they think they have a biological explanation as to why, and it starts long before birth. The results were published in the journal PNAS on Monday. The researchers say that if their findings can be replicated, we may know at least one of the biological reasons some men are gay. They're not gay anyway, they're queer. Gay means happy. Many factors may determine someone's sexual orientation, but in this case, researchers noticed a pattern that may be linked to something that happens in the womb. The phenomena is related to a protein linked to the Y chromosome, which women do not have. This is important to male brain development. So, just ridiculous. I mean, the only reason that they're saying this is because they're still trying to justify and trying to say that it's got to be a science or some kind of a scientifical reason why, men decide that they want to be with men. I mean, we know it's sin. We know it's because of demons, right? They don't want to look at this, that it's a spiritual origin. But we know emphatically, without any question, that it is a sin and that it is, demon possession. It's demon power. It's what Jesus termed to be an unclean spirit. He cast out many unclean spirits while he was on the earth. And so we see what Jesus said about Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So there's much said in the New Testament. There are even people right now like Justin Bieber's pastor that is actually telling people there's nothing in the Bible where Jesus ever spoke against homosexuals. Well, I beg to differ. Jesus made it very clear where he stood on the subject. Okay, so the next thing. Did you see this in the news? Former Facebook executive says social media is ripping apart society. This is the second executive that was with Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook that is now saying that social media is destroying society. And you know what Facebook or Mark Zuckerberg had to say about this? He's saying, well, it's been over 8 years since you've been with us, and things have changed since you've been here. They says we're no longer kicking the can down the road anymore. We've got better procedures now. So basically what's going on here is he's being discredited. They're not disagreeing with him, though, and saying that Chamath, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, that Chamath is actually not being honest in what he's saying or being correct in what he's saying. They're saying it's been 8 years since he's been with Facebook and things have changed since he's been there. I don't think so. Why would two previous, executives that are now millionaires from Facebook be talking against Facebook? Why would they be speaking out against social media? I think their conscience is bothering them. That's what I think. Of course, I take that back on one of the guys. He actually said he didn't really care. He was telling what was going on in social media, but I think that was Sean Parker. Sean Parker, right? I think that's who it was, the other person. And he's pretty much bragging about the fact that, as long as he's got health care and as long as he's on the list to be taken care of, he doesn't care about the rest of us. So I take that back about their conscience bothering them. Not sure why this former Facebook executive right here is, is coming out and saying this now. But these are crazy things, people, in the news. I mean, this is just bizarre stuff here. Don't you agree? And I think it's just going to get more and more bizarre, I don't think it's going to get any better. It's just going to get worse and worse. It's not going to get better. But I just wanted to share with you some of these things that are in the news lately that just crazy, just absolute nuts. I do want to also mention that the dream that I had, I do want to mention that when it took place, it was as though it was really happening. Because I was just getting ready to get up and get on with the day, and I was getting ready to come out and broadcast, and I will tell you, it was not even like I was dreaming. It was like it was actually happening. So I just wanted to mention that as well. I forgot to mention that when I was telling you about the dream. So, it was like it was happening. It was like it was really happening. It got my attention. It wasn't like I was dreaming and that I was going to wake up from it. It was like, this is really happening right now. So I believe God was letting me know it's getting ready to happen very soon. So we need to be ready. As you see these foolish things going on in the news, all the foolishness, just crazy. I want to say this too, people. Sophia, right? The AI, Sophia, that now is a citizen of Saudi Arabia. That's nothing more than a glorified Siri. You know that? That's all that is. It's a glorified kid's toy. There's nothing really substantial about it at all. There's nothing that's really advanced at all. It's nothing more than putting a face on Siri. It's a programmed doll. That's what it is. And like I was telling my wife the other night, or last night maybe, folks, when somebody wants to believe something so badly, they will. They will. They will believe it. And if they want to believe Sophia is this cutting edge technology that's going to rule the world one day or going to help humans, it's just ridiculous. Those AIs can't do anything except what they're programmed to do. They cannot carry on a conversation. They cannot have a dialogue. It's ridiculous, but yet they're calling it a dialogue. They sit there and read off of a script that the stupid thing has been programmed to give some kind of a response to based on algorithms or based on keywords, and they think they're having a dialogue with a robot. They want to believe this. Absolutely ludicrous. I'm telling you, people. So that's the news today, Honest News Network. I just think it's so bizarre, some of these things that are going on. They're just crazy. Just crazy. Anyway, God bless you all. Have a great day in the Lord. Until next time.